Today, we will be discussing about DNA replication with teacher Kat. For today's lesson objectives, describe DNA replication. Relate DNA replication to its complementary structure. Compare structures of DNA and RNA. Living things are called organisms, and all organisms are made up of cells. You have learned in your lower years about cells and the various organelles inside them. Let us have a short quiz to see if you still remember it. It is the powerhouse of the cell. The green pigment of the plant cell. A semi-permeable membrane that controls the entry and exit of materials in the cell. The site for photosynthesis. Site for protein synthesis. The organelle that sets the difference between a eukaryotic and a prokaryotic cell.
You got it.
During the process of mitosis and meiosis, the cell undergoes cell division. But before the cell divides, it needs to prepare by replicating copies of its materials for it to produce identical cells, one of which is replicating its DNA. Let us look back. What is DNA? What is the importance of DNA? DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It is found in the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell. DNA is the blueprint of the cell as it contains the genetic information that makes up an organism. It bears instructions that relay messages to the production of proteins, essential for development and repair. DNA is a supercoiled double helix of information. A long chain of nucleotides makes up a DNA. It consists of a 5-carbon sugar deoxyribose attached to a phosphate group and a nitrogenous base. In DNA, the nitrogenous base adenine A pairs with thymine T, while cytosine C pairs with guanine G, forming a hydrogen bond. When the cell is about to divide, it creates 2 identical daughter cells carrying the same genetic information. To do this, the DNA undergoes replication. To this, the DNA unwinds. Then, separated in 2 is an enzyme called helicase breaks the hydrogen bond between the nitrogenous bases. Another enzyme, called primase, attaches to both sides of the DNA strands, priming the way for the DNA polymerase to attach complementary nucleotides, ATCG, and ligase helps glue DNA fragments together, now building 2 identical double strands of DNA. DNA is a form of nucleic acid. Another form of nucleic acid is the RNA. RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. RNA shares similar component to that of DNA. RNA has a ribose sugar, which is why it is called ribonucleic acid, phosphate groups, and nitrogenous bases. But unlike DNA, RNA is a single strand, and instead of having thymine in its bases, it has uracil. RNA is single-stranded and can pass through the nucleus pores. RNA serves as the messenger of DNA in the production of proteins because it makes it accessible inside and outside the nucleus. Let us summarize what we have learned about DNA and RNA.